Good day, everyone. This is Ken, and today I will be your tour guide and a traditional folk dance insider. As your tour guide, today I will tour you to the place called Luzon, specifically in Quezon City. In Quezon City, there is a famous dance called Lanceros de Tayabas. What is Lanceros de Tayabas? Can you tell me what are the characteristics? The three different characteristics? How significant it is? Okay, alright. I know there's a lot of questions in your mind right now, yet I will answer it by doing like this. To begin with, these are the objectives of my report. At the end of the lesson, students will be able to: first, recognize what is Maria Clara suit of Lanceros de Tayabas. Second, appreciate the values of Maria Clara suit of Lanceros de Tayabas. Lastly, to widen their ideas of how significant Maria Clara suit, specifically Lanceros de Tayabas. Now, without further ado, let's get it on. Lanceros de Tayabas was known as a divertisement for the comedia stage play during the Spanish time. The Lanceros de Tayabas of Quezon was a dance interpretation of the Lancers and Chivalrons Knights of King Arthur. It is usually performed in great ballrooms, and during the course of the dance, noble gentlemen meet graceful ladies and cross line, as if done by the knights of old time. Someone may ask, who is King Arthur? Now, let me explain something. King Arthur, or also called Arthur or Arthur Pendragon, a legendary British king who appears in a cycle of medieval romances, or also known as the Matter of Britain, as a sovereign of a knightly fellowship of the Round Table. These are the pieces that King Arthur was included: the Arthurian legend of Knights of the Round Table, Camelot, the Quest of the Holy Grail, the Love Affair of Lancelot and Guinevere, and the Wizard Merlin have informed and inspired literary, musical, and other major artistic vision for centuries. This is an excerpt taken from a Moro-Morodan sequence performed in the play by Christian characters in the town of Tayabas, Aurora Province. It is a ballroom dance which was more than likely brought into the country indirectly by the French. Now, interaction between the Western countries of France and Spain may have carried the Lanceros into the latter's repertoire of dances and subsequently of the Philippines by way of Spain's conquest. By this characteristic, we should all remember that Lanceros de Tayabas is a ballroom dance which was brought to us by the French. Yet, remembered that this is not only by the help of French, it is also by the interaction between French and Spain. All remember, French and Spain. Moving on to the three important things to remember when in terms of characteristic. That would be expression, footwear, lastly, instrument. First thing is expression. The expression that needed when dancing Lanceros de Tayabas is the expression smile or just a happy vibes. Now, look at that picture. Look at the expression of that lady. She is smiling. That is the best expression when in terms of dancing Lanceros de Tayabas. Footwear. Lanceros de Tayabas dancers usually use a bakya for women and black shoes for men. Now someone may ask, what is bakya? Bakya is a type of shoes worn by women, often when wearing the barret saya and the Maria Clara dress. These shoes is made out of wood. They handcraft and decorated this. This kind of shoes is often worn in festival. These shoes would make a lot of a sound because they are made out of wood. This is also the national shoes of the Philippines. As you can see in the video, they are using different instruments in terms of rehearsing for the actual play that they are going to do. Now, what are those instruments? But first, what is instrument? The music instrument mainly used in dancing Lanceros de Tayabas is ronderia. It is also used bandurias, mandolins, guitar basses, drums, and bajos in making music. Now, those I've mentioned above, that was the instrument that been used in playing, in rehearsing, or the instrument that I've shown earlier in the video. We are moving on to significance. Folk arts, specifically folk music and dance, embodied fundamental values of great worth to our culture, our nation, and our children. There is no better way to share time together as family and friends. Our job is to preserve the joyful tunes we've inherited from our ancestors and to pass them on to others. I hope, precious tourists, watchers, that you've get knowledge from me. Before I officially signing off as your tour guide for today, I will ask you something. Why it is important for us physical education students to learn Philippine traditional folk dances? For me, it is very important because just by learning to it, we can be able to know what are the significance, how important it is to be able to preserve it and to pass it on to the next generation. To officially end this report, I just want you to reflect on this quote. I hope you've learned something. Thank you.